Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Broken Hearted Homesteader. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos and for sharing a little bit of life with me today. So, I'm just popping on. This is going to be really short and sweet, but I wanted to let everyone know that we survived Hurricane Milton. Helene really didn't do much damage to our area. I have still been kind of caretaking Frank's house at the moment, and we were there for Hurricane Helene, and the van survived, and it was a little bit windy, but it was okay. And one of Frank's windows blew out, but Kale was able to fix it and put plastic up and put wood and stuff and fix it up. And then we found out that Hurricane Milton was coming, and Frank was in an evacuation zone, so we knew we couldn't really stay there safely, and his house is not in really great structural shape, so we knew we couldn't stay there. Thankfully, my son Alex lives in Tampa, and he was in a Zone E evacuation, so the last to evacuate. So we were able to go and stay with him while the hurricane was happening, and it was pretty intense and pretty scary. A tree branch, pretty big branch, did fall like right outside their apartment window. And thankfully it fell like right between the apartment and where a truck was parked, and didn't hit the truck either. But that was really the only damage at their apartment complex. So we were very blessed and very thankful, because there's been so much damage and so many people have lost lives and lost their homes and lost everything. So I'm super thankful that we are safe and that everyone that I love is safe. My parents had water coming into their mobile home just on one end, and they were able to thankfully keep the shop vac running constantly to keep sucking the water out and dumping it back outside during the storm. So they were able to save their computer and their files and all that stuff. So was super thankful for that too, and that they didn't sustain any damage where they were. So everything's fine, and we're trying to get back to normal. I realize now that the beach has become such an integral part of my life. Going every single day has become the new normal for me, and we haven't been able to be to the beach for weeks now, and I feel the stress of that. I feel the stress of not having that decompress, start the morning off, meditating and with God and the things that I normally do. So it's definitely was very stressful during the hurricane to try and stay balanced and stay focused and not give in to the fear when the wind is like whipping and howling right outside your window. And you don't know. I mean, the hurricane was coming right for us in Tampa. And so it was just a miracle that it didn't hit us directly and veered to the south a little bit enough to miss us. But I have felt the strain of trying to maintain my peace when I don't have those stress relievers that I normally count on, like the beach. And I had made the decision to give up coffee too. And so like all of these things, all my comfort items were kind of taken away from me. And then I still had to try and be peaceful in the moment and not, like snap at people and be rude or be grumpy or, even I'm babysitting Chance while Emma is out of town, and, not to be frustrated with the dog and all of those things. So by yesterday, I was just really wiped out and just needed sleep. But feel better today. And so I wanted to just give a quick update to let everybody know that I'm alive and thankful to be safe and to have all of the people I love safe and without a ton of damage to take care of. When we were driving today, I noticed so many trees have been totally uprooted. And that happened because Helene came 2 weeks ago, Hurricane Helene, and sopped the ground so full of water. Then the winds from Milton came through, Hurricane Milton, and the roots, even though they were deep and they were there, couldn't stand because the ground underneath it was so soggy and wet. There was nothing left for them to hold on to. And it's just amazing to see these humongous, massive trees just sometimes taking the sidewalk with it, just massively uprooted. And it really made me think, as I was struggling yesterday and feeling better today, but really struggling yesterday, to remind myself, Faith, you cannot act inappropriately. Even if you feel grumpy inside, there's no reason that you would treat another human being the way you are feeling right now and snap at them. Or, even if I started to get a little snappy, I was constantly apologizing, like, I did not mean to treat you that way, because that's not how I want to live my life. And I want to maintain that peace even in stormy situations. But seeing all those trees with their roots, deep roots, and still it wasn't enough to keep them from falling over in a storm. And that's kind of how I felt yesterday and the day before. I really, really practice living a life of peace and really have tried to make sure that my roots with God and my faith are really strong and deep. And yet, in the midst of that storm, I was really, really having to really struggle to stay up and not get uprooted in that storm. So it can happen to the best of us, and it just goes to show the importance of continually, every day, making sure we do root assessment, right? And making sure that we are practicing peace and we're practicing love so that it's second nature, so that we don't have a bad day where we feel something and we then take it out on those around us, because they didn't do anything to deserve that behavior except love us, right? My son graciously opened up his home to me. The last thing I want to do is then be snapping at him or hurtful to him with my words, because he hasn't done anything. We're just stressed out, right? So if I can make sure that my root systems are being maintained enough that I can still be peaceful, even in those crazy situations, to the point where even if I'm crazy inside my own head, that doesn't come out and it doesn't be hurtful to others. And that's what I wanted to share today, because that's the lesson. Seeing all of these trees just totally uprooted and falling over, and knowing how hard I had to work. And I wasn't perfect by any means. I was apologizing because I don't want to be that kind of person. I have been that kind of person in the past, and I don't want to do that to people I love anymore, ever. I would much rather be silent and bite my tongue than utter words that I then can't take back, really. Even though I apologize for, they still cause hurt and pain. So better to just have those roots deep and be quiet and silent in those moments if I know something is going to come out that's not right or could be hurtful to someone. So maybe we all have a root check today and we see how our roots are doing, so that when stressful situations come, that we can be that tree that stays strong and is peaceful and kind and loving, no matter what is going on around us, no matter what hurricane, no matter what storm is coming around us, that it doesn't affect our behavior, especially to those around us that we love. So that's my thoughts for today. And we're just hanging out by the lake today, enjoying some peace and quiet. Thankfully, there's no damage really in this area, although I think a lot of people don't have power in this area. But thankfully at Frank's, we still do have electricity. So we're super thankful for that. My kids still don't have electricity in Tampa where we spent the night. But I think they're going to be spending time with other family members that do have electricity, so they'll be okay. Anyway, lots of love to you all, and maybe I will get around to doing some van life videos now that life has kind of fallen a little bit back into more normal, although my new normal is so different from my old normal that I'm not really sure what that even looks like hardly anymore. But hopefully we'll be able to get to the beach soon. Hopefully, thankfully, we didn't have more damage on top of the damage with the surge coming south. So hopefully they can get the beaches open pretty quick here, because I'm desperately longing for the beach, which I never thought I would say either. Anyway, so many blessings to be thankful for. So let's count our blessings today. Let's check on the roots today. And let's really try to make sure the people that we love know we love them today. Okay? So that's it for me. We'll flip you around here and you can look at the lake one more time. Lots of love to you all. Take good care of yourself and those around you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.